there's a lot of stuff, and I don't know if that's what he's saying, but based on that question that you just asked, that's kind of what I think. Hey, look, we're winding down. I got one here from Roger, and Roger is in Denver, Colorado. He says, if you had to start I like this. If you had to start a business from scratch today, Brent, with only $500, what would you do?
Man, that's a good question. Because with $500, you couldn't go out and buy any equipment or anything. Starting the business, depending on the state you're in, could cost you $500 period. So it leaves you with no money for launch. I would say I would do some market research, figure out what it is I love to do, and then go have all those conversations that we keep talking about. Find out if it's a good idea. Before you invest the $500, I'd find out what niche you want to be in, how you're going to approach that niche market, how you can go into day one making money. Because if you only have $500 to invest, day one, you need to be making money.
So I would say, and this is the truth. I mean, this is really the truth. In people's entrepreneur journeys, most people are more interested in that idea, that freedom, that autonomy that comes from owning your own business. And they just want to own their own business. It doesn't mean you get to start by doing something you love. I've owned a lot of businesses that I didn't love in my life, but I owned them because it was a means to end. I have family to feed, kids to take care of, and stuff like that. And I knew I didn't want to work for somebody, and I knew I could monetize that business. So with $500, you're probably not going to get to do what you love necessarily. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but if your goal really is to be an entrepreneur, understand the reason why you want to be an entrepreneur. And if $500 is all that you have, you might buy a red Radio Flyer wagon, get a push mower, put some bleach white in it, wire brush, and some Joy soap, and a chamois, and you can go out and wash cars. That's starting a business, but it's always about putting one foot in front of the other and making strides forward.
You know, I will pivot back. The way you said that. If it's something you don't necessarily want to have to love, because like you said, I've ran businesses I didn't love.
Sure.
This week, Tess and I went out Friday night. On the way home, I was sitting at a stoplight. And it was dark out, and the lights on Enterprise car lot were sitting there shining on those cars after we got all that wind on Wednesday. And I said, we should go buy a power washer and start washing cars tomorrow.